Okay, this is what we've got here. This is a 5-ton carrier heat pump, and we've got a burnout on it. Compressor's bad, and what I'm going to do is remove the compressor. I'm going to show you how I do that, and we're going to cut this tubing up, and we're going to add a suction line filter dryer with the bypass, and we'll get it all back together and pressurize it with nitrogen, and then pull a vacuum and fill her up. This of course happened at the worst possible time, in the middle of the summer here in Florida. I got some estimates from some HVAC guys, and well, let's say this, I'm not looking forward to supporting an HVAC guy for the next 6 months. So the prices were outrageous, so I'm going to do it myself. I'm a homeowner and I can do it myself. There's the fan in the garage. Took it off a couple weeks ago. I've been running around trying to get parts for this project, and got several parts already. Got a cap, got some copper. There's a filter dryer, suction line filter dryer. There's a new filter dryer for the liquid line. Got some acid test. Got me a Copeland scroll compressor here, 61,000 BTU, 5-ton. This is what's going to go in place of my burnt out unit. Got to do a little work here with the plumbing, but shouldn't be a problem. Alright, well, here's the game plan. See, on this compressor, since it's a heat pump, we're going to install a suction line filter, and I've got this nice neat bent piece of pipe here, and what I'm going to do is make a manifold out of it, and I'm going to install the dryer here, and there'll be another manifold on top, and that'll go back to the suction line from the accumulator, and there'll be 2 items on this pipe, on this manifold. They also have a valve here I'm going to use to bypass that suction line filter if I ever need to. If the pressure drops, or the pressure differential on this line filter ever exceeds the manufacturer's limit, I guess, on differential pressure from input to output, I'll open the valve up and bypass it. That way I don't have to take it out of the system. Well, back again. I didn't think you guys wanted to, sit there and watch me cut a whole bunch of copper, but this is pretty much what it's going to look like. And I'm going to do this as an assembly out on the bench here. I'm going to braze it up, get some nitrogen flowing through it, and this would come from the suction line from the accumulator through the filter and to the compressor. Now this thing is pretty heavy, so I don't want it all on this swing joint here, all the weight. So I'll probably support it this way and this way when it's inside the condenser. I should warn you guys, but you should know anyway, before brazing any of this stuff up, you have to remove all the Schrader valves. Now in the case of the filter dryer, they didn't come with any Schrader valves installed. They were in a small envelope, but this does have a Schrader valve, and I'll have to take it out before I start brazing. But this is pretty much what it's going to look like in the unit, and of course I made sure I had clearance. The reason it's going behind the compressor is because there wasn't enough room between the compressor suction and the accumulator to get all this stuff in there and be able to connect up to it and use it. So I just diverted it to the rear a little bit. The coils are here in the unit, and there's some dead space in here, but like I said, not enough room for this. So the next time I see you, hopefully I'll have this all brazed and supported. I might leave this until we go outside. This, and the high side. Well, back at it. We're going to start preparing to take this puppy out of here. I'm going to snip these motor wires off because we're going to reuse this. Some guys will try to remove the plug, but from what I understand that can result in a real disaster. And this is not the compressor I'm worried about. This is the bad compressor. I really don't give a damn about that plug on there, but I don't want to try to reuse it on the new used compressor. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut up the tubing here, low side and the high side, and then remove those bolts, and then I'm going to show you how I hoist this thing out of here. This unit also has a crankcase heater, by the way, so I'll have to remove the wiring for that. I don't know if you can see that down on the bottom there, but right there, that's that band that goes around the crankcase down there. I'll just pull the wiring out. It goes in here somewhere. Got this covered over here right now, but it goes in there somewhere. System's been already not evacuated, but it's been recovered, and somebody walked away with 10 pounds of my Freon, but he was a real piece of work. That guy just kept insulting me over and over and over again about how I'm not able to do this because I'm a homeowner and I don't know enough, and so on and so forth. Hey guys, if you're a tradesman, you learn somewhere, and so can I. I've had no HVAC training whatsoever, other than what I've read on the internet, but this is well within my capabilities. I can do this. I have no doubt about it, and other homeowners could do this too. So stop with the warnings about don't do this at home, you need special HVAC training and all that nonsense, because it's simply not true. Okay, I'm back, and now we're going to get down and dirty. I'm going to be cutting some tubing here. Hopefully I can hold the camera and cut tubing at the same time. Cut tubing and chew gum, whatever. Let's see if we can't get it on here. Gotta have safety glasses on when you do this, because we're going to blow back here a little bit. There's going to be some blowback when this thing pops loose. As you can see, I got the heater core, the crankcase heater wires removed. I'll vacuum out this unit before I put the new compressor in. Got a little sand in the bottom and a lot of looks like pieces of paint that came off the fan grill, and I dropped a screwdriver down there too. I'm going to keep these pieces of copper as long as I can, because I don't know what I'm going to need to reconnect. I hear a little hissing going on here. Almost there. There you go. There you go. There you go. Alright. And of course I'm going to plug off these lines before I do anything else. And I'll be back. Okay, I got the suction line cut off now. Both lines are cut loose. And I'm going to put a cork in there. And I'll seal off this high pressure side too. I need to get a long extension and loosen those bolts, and then, you know, we've got a hook here, you can see with the hole here. I have a chain hoist, and I'm going to hoist it out of here. Now, a lot of HVAC guys that I know of would jump in here and unbolt it and pick it up and throw it out. But I'm not that strong anymore. 62 years old, I'm in good shape, but don't want to ruin my back or hurt myself. So a couple of ladders, a piece of pipe in between, and a chain hoist, and I'll get that puppy right out. Oops. Trying to get a hold of the camera here. I knew I bought these damn long extensions from Harbor Freight a long time ago. I knew I'd use them someday. Look at that sucker. It's got to be a couple foot long. So I'm going to try to loosen these, but I'm not going to do this one-handed. But you. Okay, boys and girls, we're getting ready to hoist this thing out of here. Do not try this at home. I have specialized ladder training, specialized training with steel pipe and chain hoist. Do not try this at home. This probably won't work for you. You might get hurt. So what we're going to do is we're going to hoist this thing out. And the pipe should deflect a little bit, but not bend a lot. I left some extra room here to place it on the ground. The stronger of the two ladders is on this side, and the weaker of the two is on this side. The pipe should not roll to the right or the left because of the weight on it, but we'll see. And all I should need to do is, once I clear the coils here, just slide it off to the side and let it down. Okay, ladies and gents, let's see if we can't get this puppy out of here. I made a foot for my receiver dryer over here. It's going to attach to the copper this way, and it's going to support all this weight I've got here. This weight is about 5.5 pounds. Not a good idea to have it all hanging off that one fitting. I'll show you as soon as I get another hand available here. Well, I got it all soldered up, all here in the garage, and All I need to do now is get it out to the condenser, hoist it in, bolt it down, and I got 2 connections to make, the high side and the suction line. Wire it up and hope for the best. Second burst, same as the first. Okay, got it all in there now. It's all bolted down. And 2 more connections. One here. And the liquid side. Remove all this stuff, wire it back up. And we should be able to pressurize it with nitrogen. Hopefully I'll have air tomorrow. Well, I'm ready to finish this up. Got the nitrogen set up. Got my torch out. And I got all this stuff plumbed up now. And unfortunately I cannot film and braze at the same time, and I don't have anyone else to hold the camera for me. The wife's pretty much useless when it comes to this kind of stuff, so I gotta shut it off. Well, finally got it all put back together. A lot of rust on the bottom of that accumulator down there. This is what happens when you loan your tools out and you can't find your pipe bender. And man, oh man, could I have used one of those swaging tools. That would have been great. Got it all wired up down there. Those are watertight. Heat shrink over the top of it. I soldered them. And all the wiring's put back. Got this thing pressurized. And the gauges are there in a plastic bag on the ground, but I'm going to leave it overnight. Make sure everything is okay. I guess I'm going to be ready to tomorrow to take it down, vacuum it, and then we'll fill it up with nitrogen, pressurize it. We'll leave it pressurized for a while, take it back down again, and After the second time I take it down, I'm going to replace the filter dryer that's inside the house in the garage up near the air handler. I'm going to leave that for last. But as I said, you can see everything that's in there now. You got a suction dryer or suction filter in line with the suction. It's on the output of the accumulator to the input of the compressor, because this is a heat pump. And we got no leaks, thank God, so we're all set to go tomorrow. Okay, I'm back again. As you can see, I pulled a vacuum and I got everything hooked up. I got the line set opened up again. I had it closed before, and it's holding vacuum. So what I'm going to do is slowly introduce some nitrogen into the system. I'll have to turn the camera off again. Alright, I got the nitrogen set to about 100 pounds, 100 psi, and slowly introducing it into the system on the low side. And you can see the high side is rising very slowly. Once it's fully charged, I'll shut it off, and I'm just going to leave it pressurized and make sure it's nice and dry and that it'll hold pressure, because you know R22 is very expensive. So we absolutely want to make sure that we're doing everything right before we put any R22 back into this system. Well, I'm back out here. Check this out. It's been holding the same pressure now for a little over a couple of hours, so I guess we're ready to put some Freon in. As soon as I have time to do it, I'll do it. This here is a scale I bought at Harbor Freight. It's the 70-pound version. I guess I paid about maybe, I don't know, 23 bucks, I guess, with a 20% discount coupon. But this scale does tare. And I'll show you what tare is in a minute here, but this is good enough to fill the system. So let me turn the camera off here now, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, this is basically what you do. You know, you hook up to the high side, you turn your tank upside down, make sure the valve is in a place where you can get at it, and it's loose enough so that, you know, you can just break it loose a quarter turn to open it. And the way you use the scale right now, by the way, record this number, 20 pounds, 15.6 ounces. Just in case something happens, then you'll at least know what the tank weighed before you started. And if you hit this tare button, you see it zeroed the display out. And what will happen now is that as the tank lightens and fills the system, it'll show you actual pounds. See, I'm lifting the tank a little bit here now, but that would be 3 pounds, 2 ounces, 3 ounces. I can't hold it steady, but you get the idea. This will weigh in your Freon. Now about the setup here now, I've got a direct hookup here. So what I would have to do is I'd have to crack this valve open a little bit and purge this line with Freon. You know, crack this open a little bit and make sure that I got this line filled with Freon before I tighten fitting down. The other way you could do it is if you draw a vacuum through your manifold gauge, make sure that you got a vacuum in this line before you open the tank up. It's pretty much common sense, but that's what you got there. Well, I finally got it all back together. That's been running about about half an hour now, maybe 45 minutes. What we got here. Checking the subcooling right now. I already filled it, by the way. I did it by weight. I put 10.5 pounds in it. It's what the nameplate calls out for, and that's 10 pounds, 8 ounces. Don't get confused by the ounces when you weigh it in. 8 ounces is half a pound. And I'm back in business here now. I got it all connected up. I got the fan just temporarily on. Remember, I have a suction dryer filter in line there, and the manufacturer only recommends 10 hours of operation with that filter. And I think about after 15, maybe even 20 hours, I might get on in there and open that valve up and bypass it. What I've got in there is a filter dryer that's up to 10 ton, and this is a 5-ton unit, so it's way oversized. But I'll wait a little longer than the 10-hour recommendation. And while you were away, I also did an acid test, and this system did test positive for acid when I first took it apart, and it looks good now. And so I think we're back in business here. Hopefully the wife will be happy tonight, and I can be smug and say on the internet, on YouTube, that hey, don't do it at home, but I did it. Well, I got it running about 3 hours now, and the subcooling is around anywhere from 12 to 13 degrees. That's close enough. I'm going to leave the temperature gauge here and my gauges hooked until tomorrow. And woohoo! I did it myself. I wasn't supposed to be able to do it myself, but hey, I did it myself. How do you like that? Sorry, I have to gloat a little bit. Now, you do have to assume a risk when you take on a job like this. You have to assess your own abilities, and you know, you have to be honest with yourself. Can I do this or can I not do this? All the information you need to do this kind of a job is online. It's in forums. It's everywhere on the internet. You don't need how would you say it? Well, you don't need training. You don't need formal training. Showed you I could do it. I had absolutely no HVAC training 3 weeks ago, and I just did this. I did it all with information I found online. People helping me in forums, people helping me right here on YouTube. But the fact is that this kind of work is doable by the homeowner as long as you have certain skills. You need a skill set. You need to know how to solder. You need some rudimentary electrical skills, and you just need some common sense. You need to know how to set up a couple of ladders with a pipe in between and put a chain hoist on it. It's really all simple stuff. Don't ever let anyone else tell you that you cannot do something. Look at me, I thought I was recording and I wasn't. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the service valve up, which is going to bypass this suction line filter dryer that I put in here. I did an acid check, and system's clean as a whistle, and the manufacturer recommends you do not leave the filter in there, but bypassing it is just like taking it out. I got a bypass valve here, and I'm just going to open the valve up. Of course, unfortunately I got to turn the camera off to do that, so bear with. Back in business here now. Been running about I don't know, 2 minutes 2 or 3 minutes. I'll do another subcooling check on it. Low side's still rising. Gonna let it stabilize here for about 15 minutes, and we'll see where we're at. But that dryer is completely out now. It's being bypassed by the service valve inside the unit. So I'm going to shut the camera off now, and I'll let you know when I'm finished. Well, look what I left out. And I got to take the fan off again just to get the cap back on. What a pain in the ass.